Hello there on a beautiful day. For those of you who are not huge fans of rap as a music genre, this name will not ring any bells. But the situation I'm about to talk about, which revolves around him, is certainly something that many people, especially those who are already in marriages, will want to hear my views. I'm talking about the rapper known as Kodak Black. Now, his real name is Duson Octave, and he was born in June 1997. He is also known as Bill Cahan Capri. His stage name is Kodak Black. He first gained recognition with his single No Flocking, which was released in 2014. And then he peaked at number 3 on the US Billboard 200. Bill Cahan is, well, whether you want to call him Bill Cahan or Kodak Black, he is one of those people whose career has been marked by periods of mainstream success as well as public controversies and legal issues. His legal troubles began in middle school and spiked significantly throughout the late 2010s. In 2019, Black was arrested for weapons possession and was sentenced to almost 4 years in a federal prison. While incarcerated, he released his third studio album, Bill Israel. Well, from the headline of this particular story, you already know that my talk today is not meant to focus on his musical career or anything like that, but rather on the nature of what seems to be a weird relationship between him and his mother. I'll just let you watch the video first. It's a bit long. I'll trim it down, but watch the video and get where I'm coming from. Okay. Now, when that video came out, naturally a lot of people went into head-scratching mode. Like, guy, that's your mom. Why are you literally squeezing her ass and trying to kiss her in the mouth? And you can tell the woman is rather embarrassed by the whole thing. She's, cringing. She's trying to move back. She's laughing and giggling, not to seem to whatever, but it's clear that she's uncomfortable with the approach. So after so many people came for Kodak, this is what he had to say.
My daddy left for us, homie, when the nigga was young, bro. I remember, my mom and dog, we was broke as shit, homie. And it was like, mom stood up, homie, and shit, like, yeah, boy, and bitch, I stood up, boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, that's what a nigga hitting licks for. That's what a nigga was, boy, who come, mommy ain't had it like that to be asking her for shit. But anyway, like, nigga made a way through all the jail, prison, all kind of shit through the bitch. That nigga be in the streets every day. She could lose a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So when I see my mama, homie, I adore her, homie. Like, I kiss her feet, homie. What you talking about, boy? And then it's like, man, fuck a nigga, boy. You know what I'm saying? And shit. But, yeah, with a woman like bitch, some of you niggas don't even holler at your mama. Some of you niggas don't even call y'all mama, homie. Some of you niggas don't spend time with y'all mama, homie. But at the same time, it's on some shit like, nigga, how you expect to love a bitch if you don't love your old girl? And I'm saying, so it's like, nigga, that's my old girl. Nigga, the fuck? She ain't tripping. Damn, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Nigga, talking about shouldn't have grabbed her. Nigga, I grabbed my mama cause, bitch, I treat my mama like my lady, nigga. That's my queen, nigga. Fuck you talking about, boy?
Now, I just shared that personally I didn't hear a word of what he was saying. I just managed to decipher that he's highly defensive, he's, doing everything he can to make people understand that, listen, this is not a big deal and it's actually nobody's business. People should stay out of it, and so on and so forth. You see, there are quite a number of people who refuse to draw a sharp line in their relationship with blood relatives, be they siblings or parents. And they continue with very inappropriate behavior right into adulthood, into when they are married, and so on and so forth. And they'll tell you there's nothing to it and expect everybody to get to the program and sit down and shut up. But the thing is, incest is something that is alive and well. Now, that's not to say that because of this singular act, it necessarily follows that that is the nature of the relationship. But for him to not have any qualms about doing that in public, naturally everybody is thinking, okay, if he's that comfortable doing this out here, what's going on behind closed doors? Now let me come to what I'd like to address with regard to this. But before talking about the main thing I'm trying to talk about, let's take one or two other clips.
It's Valentine's Day, and Shaki brought his mom. He said that this would allow us to spend more time together, but come on. Every female out there is spending it with their significant other, not their significant other plus their mom.
I'm gonna have dinner tonight, Mom. Me and her alone. And after we're done, we'll go back home.
No, I don't want to hear it again.
Just give it a thought. We still have a little time. For once, I just want to just go alone with her.
Still no. Ooh. I enjoy every moment that I spend with my son, Shakib. I want him so badly to be with me, to have a good time. I don't want Emily to be with me because I don't like her. Be with me.
Mom, think about it. We've been together for 2 years, Ollie. Think about 2 years, Ollie. She's my girlfriend. I love her. I'm sorry, I'm being honest. I used the L word, I know. I really do love her. I can't do it without her.
So I guess by now you've come to, at least you're getting an idea of the direction in which my talk is going. You see, toxic mothers-in-law are a real thing. Every mother-in-law is not bad, no. But those ones that do not understand that their son is not meant to be the man in their life, those are the ones that have a real problem. No matter how much a girl is a daddy's girl, most men do not interfere once she's married. Except she, comes crying that maybe the man is beating her up or something. Otherwise, ordinarily, most fathers-in-law stay out of it once their daughters get married. They don't interfere. They're not interested. They don't want. But you see, mothers-in-law, and I guess it comes from the place of, after I've suffered with this young man, now that he's somebody, all of a sudden I'm meant to be discarded for somebody who has no idea what the struggle was. And she'll come around and start feeling so important and everything. Then they begin to try to assert their authority in all the wrong ways. I'm just guessing, because personally I don't understand it. So, but the men don't help. In many instances, mind you, I didn't say all, because I don't believe in absolutes. But I think that in quite a number of instances where the mother-in-law, that is the mother of the man, is being unbearable, there is something the man is doing wrong. Either he goes running to her every time there's a small problem with the lady in his life. In his mind, he thinks he's seeking advice from his mother. Who better to give him advice on his relationship than his mother? And that's the worst thing you could possibly do as a man. Because in many instances, your mother is already feeling threatened by this lady's presence. So you constantly coming to tell her, she doesn't cook, she doesn't sweep, she doesn't this, she doesn't that. You'll make your mother begin to resent this lady. And she will forget that every story has two sides. Because you're her son. She's more invested in you than that woman you brought in. That's just basic. It's normal. Then before you know it, she's her daggers drawn with the girlfriend, the fiance, the wife, and makes that one's life hellish. Look at the instances I've shown you now, but particularly in Kodak Black's case. Why is he feeling his mother up? What message is being sent out there? And you'll still find one or two misguided women that will be wanting to marry into that situation. But people are different. The truth is, there's nobody you'll find that is perfect. All of us come with some baggage. So there could be women out there who feel that they can handle things like that. Because for me personally, it's not something that, as a single woman, if I were to encounter a man who has that kind of relationship with his mother, I think I'd close the door on that relationship, no matter how nice he is. Because I'll know that there'll always be 3 people in that marriage. And that's not what Christian marriage is meant to be. In the Christian concept of marriage, 2 people leave their families and cleave to each other. But in this instance, you'll find that the man has not really left. He has brought his mother along with him, so there are 3 of you in what is supposed to be a marriage between 2. This same Kodak Black fellow, just a few weeks ago, they said he was suicidal, that he went on social media and was saying things about ending it all. If he had his way, he would go back in time and he would not be famous because the fame has brought him so much trouble and all of this. This is the same fellow who about a couple of months ago was seen throwing money into the water. Huge piles of dollars, and I kept asking myself, is this guy drunk and high? Because if he isn't, then there's something else is really, really wrong with this guy. Because at the moment, somebody like Elon Musk is being described as a trillionaire. Then you have this person whom Elon Musk could buy. That is, if a human being could be valued in terms of cash, you would probably buy him and his entire generation and everything. And the guy has just started sniffing a little bit of money and he's throwing whole wads of it into the water. For what? So the fellow is about 24 years old. He's this kind of person who has had a very troubled past, got expelled from school at different points. Looking at him, I would not be in a hurry to say he's not the kind of person who is into drugs or too much alcohol. His conduct is always a bit shaky. And so there you have him feeling up his mom and generally telling everybody to be quiet and mind their business. You see, the reason why some people will never mind their business when it comes to things like this, it takes a village. Hillary Clinton once wrote a book like that. She says it takes a village. So it's not about who holy pass and who no holy pass and things like that. The whole thing is about when we see something that is grievously wrong, we need to speak on it. That was what Angelina Jolie also did one time. She and her brother, they were on the red carpet and they saw it fit to give each other a French kiss right in front of cameras and the tabloids and everything. And they had to come out and start defending the whole thing. Oh, it's not an incestuous thing. For people to think like that, they have dirty minds and all that. Well, that's not quite the case. Because the norm is that you reserve such signs of public displays of affection with people that you're physically intimate with. That is the norm. So naturally, when we see you doing it, we're going to assume naturally that there's more to that kiss when there are no eyes around. But after saying that, she did learn a lesson, because subsequently we never heard again that she and her brother were kissing mouth to mouth in public. They might be doing it behind closed doors, who knows? But in public, they never did it again. After coming out to defend. And since you know that there's nothing wrong and there's nothing to it, you should have done it again a second and a third time, so that we'll get used to it. That in your house, this is the norm, this is the family culture. But they stopped. So I belong to that school of thought that believes in calling out rubbish, and when you see nonsense, speak about it. That said, if there is any woman or women out there who are, love interests to Kodak Black, and I bet they exist, well, I hope whoever the lady is, or wherever the ladies are, will be knowing that if they do marry this man, he will not be coming alone, because he's already describing his mother as his woman. So they'll have that to contend with. And good luck.